Friends, today we continue our journey around London. We'll look at the city itself and the best it can offer in terms of education. Today I'm heading to the London School of Economics to show you what kind of beast it is. I'm now approaching the London School of Economics in the Holborn area. Check out this episode, you might like it. The London School of Economics, also known as LSE, is one of the best universities in the country of England or Great Britain, or whatever you want to call it. The London School of Economics, or LSE, is a university that was created from the ground up to understand how society works and how to improve it. LSE was founded in 1895 and not as a continuation of the classical university tradition, but as an alternative. While other universities were discussing ancient Greek ideals, this school attracted economists, lawyers, political scientists, and reformers who really wanted to rebuild society. The school has been a hub for social sciences from the very beginning, namely for economics, political science, sociology, international relations, public administration, law, and communications. LSE is now part of the elite clubs of British research universities, Russell Group, G5, and Golden Triangle. In the world of social sciences, it is second only to Harvard, but in international relations, it is first. It passes both Oxford and Stanford. In political science, economics, geography, sociology, media, it is consistently in the top 10 world rankings. The London School of Economics alumni and faculty have included prime ministers, presidents, finance ministers, central bankers, judges, corporate founders, reformers, and Nobel laureates. LSE alumni and faculty have won 20 Nobel Prizes in economics, peace, and literature. At least 40 past or present world leaders have studied here, including dozens of representatives of the British House of Commons and the House of Lords. The university is among the world's top 10 for billionaire alumni. As Buffett says, if you hang out with 3 millionaires, you'll become the fourth one. For example, Delphine Arnault, daughter of Louis Vuitton owner Bernard Arnault, studied at LSE. Bernard's fortune, meanwhile, is currently estimated at $146 billion. The LSE was founded in 1895 as a part of the social reform movement in Britain. The school was inspired and founded by Sidney Webb. He was a British social reformer economist and one of the founders of the Fabian Society. This society, in turn, was a key element in the formation of socialist and progressive ideas in Britain. Sidney Webb was not the only person behind the creation of the London School of Economics. Important roles in this process were played by his wife Beatrice Webb, a well-known social activist and socialist, as well as George Bernard Shaw. Yes, that Irish writer and activist was a close friend of the Webbs. I'll tell you something more about Shaw later. All these people were connected with the Fabian movement. This movement set itself the goal of reforming social structures based on socialist ideas. The aim of the school was to prepare a new generation of students who could understand and solve the social and economic problems facing Britain, and all this through a scientific and analytical approach. I am now approaching the London School of Economics in the Holborn area. If you have a pub called the Shakespeare's Head next to university, I think the university must be okay. The London School of Economics was conceived as a school for those who would study and analyze economics, politics, and the social sciences. The institution became a pioneer in creating an academic basis for the study of social problems through economics and political science. Walking around the grounds of the LSE, it's hard to imagine that it was originally housed in a flat on Millbank in London and had only a few dozen students. Initially, the school had no authority, but it quickly earned a reputation for its new approach to teaching and research. Why London? This kind of educational institution was really needed here. In the early 20th century, London was the center of world finance, politics and trade. It was necessary to train social sciences specialists. The main political and economic movements also took place in London. This is LSE. This one and this one too. This is LSE. London School of Economics. Actually, London School of Economics and Political Science is the full name of the university. My friends would be of great help to me here, one of whom flies to America tomorrow. His name is Andre, he's flying to the Chicago Marathon. And yes, he graduated from the London School of Economics. So, Bernard Shaw, one of the most famous and influential writers and public figures of Great Britain of the late 19th, early 20th centuries. He was known not only for his dramas, but also for his active political stance, social activism and support for various reforms. Among his most famous works are Pygmalion, St. John, and Man and Superman. He's one of the founders of LSE. However, Shaw was also widely known as a traveler and social activist who was interested in studying other cultures and political systems. In particular, his trip to the Soviet Union in 1931 left a noticeable mark on his biography and played an important role in shaping his views on socialism. Bernard Shaw visited the Soviet Union as a part of his tour of Europe and Soviet Russia. This was a time when the Soviet Union was still in the process of building socialism under the leadership of Stalin, and for Shaw, as a supporter of socialist ideas, the trip was an opportunity to see the experiment in action. Bernard Shaw admired the Soviet Union efforts to build a socialist state. He highly praised the achievements of the Soviet Union in education, industrialization, and planned economy. Shaw also believed that the Soviet Union was successfully solving the problems of poverty and class differences. Quote, "The Soviet Union offers the world a new civilization." Despite the positive views of the Soviet Union, Shaw was not a blind supporter of Stalin's regime. In his letters and public statements, he expressed certain doubts and concerns regarding the authoritarian aspects of Soviet rule, even though he supported the system overall. That is Queen Mary University of London, Centre for Commercial Law Studies. London has a huge number of parks. Well, I've been walking along these noisy student streets, so let's go to the park. Why not? They've just turned off the water here. Finally, portal to peace. Do you know how long this park has been here? Presumably since 1657, only just. The LSE has been growing a mile a minute from the very beginning. Since 1902, it's been based between Clare Market and Houghton Street in the heart of Westminster. Trafalgar Square, the Houses of Parliament and the Royal Courts of Justice are all on the doorstep of LSE. The foundation stone of the old building was laid by King George V, cousin of Nicholas II. Look how similar they are. The campus now comprises almost 30 buildings from Kingsway to Aldwych, auditoriums, offices, its own medical center, sports grounds, the George IV pub. Yes, their own pub. The Free Tunes student bar, children's center, and theater. In the 2000s, the great construction began. The campus is invested in as if it were a startup. They launched a fundraising campaign and raised over £100 million. It was one of the largest fundraising events in Europe for universities. Architects of the Foster and Partners level were involved. The library got an update for £35 million, then the modern center building appears, the CKK buildings opens, where lawyers and geographers hang out now, and the icing on the cake was the new academic building on Kingsway, which was personally opened by the Queen and George of Edinburgh. If you want to study here, I have to warn you it's hard to get in, but there is the LSE Summer School. These are short intensive courses for those who want to dive into economics and politics. If you have any questions, please visit smapse.com. So you're walking along a noisy street and see all these buildings around you, and there's the garden, quite a calm garden. It would seem why bother surrounding the garden with a fence like this, see? People who live here in this area in the center of London obviously were not poor people, and so this territory was bought out first by some person or several people, or by one person for several people. So these guys bought this They bought this land, surrounded it with a fence and made a key. And only those who lived in these houses could walk in this garden. They bought themselves the land and walk themselves around on it. Many rich people, starting even with the kings, like in Korea. Now, when I was filming these Korean palaces, there are also secret gardens there. Why are they secret? Because no one could enter there except royalty, and now we have the happy opportunity to walk in there without any problems. Some universities, however, don't give you such a happy opportunity because you first have to be so kind and apply, pass the exams first and get a card, and then you can walk around the universities. And I have approached the LSE Law School. Look at this. LSE Library is the world's largest library of political and economic science. It was founded more than 100 years ago. It has more than 4 million books, over 20,000 magazines, and 50 kilometers of open shelves. The literature is presented in all major European languages, including the world's largest Russian section among foreign libraries and social sciences. The library archives contain Charles Booth poverty maps, a detailed cross-section of 19th century London, which shows who lived where, how much they earned, and what social stratification looked like. The library also has a bunch of open access online platforms such as the LSE Thesis Online and LSE Research Online digital libraries. Anyone can access them for free and read rare manuscripts or new research. According to the statistics, LSE students use the library much more often than students at other British universities. The library's Lionel Robbins building occupies more than 20,000 square meters. Inside is a bright atrium with a spiral staircase going up to the dome. This dome is tilted at such an angle that it floods the hall with daylight all day long, without any glare. On the roof, there is a reflective panel that directs the sun's rays to the lower floors. On top of that, the windows and the dome adjust to outside temperature, opening and closing automatically so that there is always fresh air inside. And queues again. What are these queues to? We are now in the very center. This is the British Museum. There are museums upon museums here, universities museums, city museums, which may also have some connection with universities, and this one is the British Museum. Anyone can attend classes at the London School of Economics, not just students. Open lectures are popular here and have featured people like Margaret Thatcher, Nelson Mandela, Tony Blair, linguist Noam Chomsky, Bill Clinton, Boris Johnson, and even Dmitry Medvedev, Italian Senator for Life Mario Monti, and Angelina Jolie as a part of the Women, Peace and Security agenda. The lecture was in regard to women's rights in the context of refugee camps and how population displacement and statelessness make women and girls vulnerable to crime. So who teaches at LSE? For example, John Maynard, the editor of the Economic Journal, Paul Krugman, a Nobel laureate in economics and one of the most famous economic columnists of the New York Times. He has given guest lectures and conducted seminars. Justin Travers, an academic and journalist specializing in issues affecting local government. He regularly appears on the BBC and Channel 4 providing political analysis. In 1947, George Soros came to study at the London School of Economics. Professor Karl Popper's lectures impressed Soros so much that they later formed the basis of all his activities applying to real politics and money. Ursula von der Leyen studied at the London School of Economics in the 70s, except under a fictitious name. Imagine, her name was Rose Latson back then. Rose being a German diminutive of Roshan, her nickname since childhood, while Latson was the name of her American great-grandmother's family from Northamptonshire. In Germany, a left-wing terrorist group, the Red Army faction, planned to kidnap her family. Ursula was the daughter of a major politician, so she was assigned security and strongly recommended to temporarily change her name. LSE is often featured in various shows and literature. LSE's first literary cameo occurred back in 1912 in the epilogue to Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion. Eliza Doolittle suddenly finds herself a student at the London School of Economics. Then off it went in almost every third novel. If they needed to show a smart but not mean character, the authors sent it to the London School of Economics. Even Ian Fleming provided James Bond's father with a diploma from this school. Have you seen the 2014 movie Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit? There, a young Jack Ryan is seen coming out of the old LSE building, all serious, as if he had just defended his diploma in security policy. In The Social Network, when talking about the rise of Facebook, LSE is mentioned in the same breath as Oxford and Cambridge. In the cult British sitcom Yes Minister and its sequel Yes Prime Minister, the hero is made fun of for having studied not in Oxford, but at the London School of Economics. By the way, I highly recommend you watch it. Brilliant English humor, great acting, funny stories in every episode. You never stop smiling for a minute. The show humorously portrays the minister's attitude towards their positions, the prime minister's stupidity, and government's concern for the problems of the people. Each dialogue is fantastic.
Didn't you read the Financial Times this morning?
Never do.
Well, you're a banker. Surely you read the Financial Times.
Can't understand it.
And now let me tell you a secret: how to get into the world's best university without taking entrance exams. With the London School of Economics as an example, we're a summer school. Every year students come here from all over the world, from more than 115 countries. In a couple of weeks you can improve your economics or political science and get real credits, which then go into your main diploma. The London School of Economics, despite its name, is a broader educational institution. It has faculties of media and communications, of philosophy, law, statistics, history. There are 24 academic departments and 20 research centers in total. LSE graduates have won 18 Nobel Prizes, 13 of them in economics. Among LSE alumni is Emmeline Pankhurst, one of Britain's most famous women's rights activists. LSE was one of the first to begin accepting women on equal terms with men. During the Cold War, the London School of Economics was not just a place to study, but something much more intriguing. The LSE campus was considered basically a cozy nest for spies. Both the British MI5 and the Soviet KGB were rumored to have recruited students and teachers right at the famous rice bar. A cup of tea or coffee could be not only a reason to relax, but also the beginning of long conversations, which soon turned into a real spy case. Argue that in the very same seats where the economy is discussed today, conspiracies were once whispered that could have changed the course of history. It's not surprising that many of the school's graduates have become key figures in world politics and economics. In this light, the study of economics seemed to be something much more mysterious than just the science of money and markets. Have you ever wondered how many stories this campus hides? Well, you can share your thoughts about these rumors. This is all LSE. This is LSE, and this one is, this too is LSE, London School of Economics. So you're walking along a noisy street and see all these buildings around you, and there's the garden, a home garden. It would seem why bother surrounding the garden with a fence like this, see? People who live here in this area in the center of London obviously were not poor people, and so this territory was bought out first by some person or several people, or by one person for several people. So these guys bought this they bought this land, surrounded it with a fence and made a key. And only those who lived in these houses could walk in this garden. They bought themselves the land and walk themselves around on it. Friends, if you really liked this video, don't forget to like it and write in the comments if you found it interesting, or if not, also write a comment. Any of your comments are useful for us and help us make better videos for you. And if you're interested in different universities, colleges, schools, summer camps around the world, visit our website smapse.com to find the most detailed catalog, and our online consultants will help you answer any of your questions. Bye and see you in the next videos.